Good morning and good morning. We're back at it again with another exciting episode of the series, gentlemen. Episode 14. Real quick introductions. You got myself, Not So Busy. To my right, you have Tombstone. Underneath him, you got Flap and Trap. Yeah, baby. And then to his left, you have They Call Me Felix. Everybody say what's up.
Yo.
What's up? Good morning.
Before we get the first topic out of the way, you know how we like to do it here. We like to go ahead and get some announcements out of the way. We're reinventing the wheel again, once again, taking some feedback with how we proceed on for the tournaments. Most of the stuff that we need to do are paid with prizes. We need to, get that going the right way. We are on tournament. We are on challenge. We are on Battle 5. And we have our own website, which is teamseriesdfw.com/tournaments, where you can sign up from anywhere from Counter-Strike all the way to Overwatch, you name it. We have Rainbow Six Siege, StarCraft 2, and all this good stuff. So stop by teamseriesdfw.com to figure out if you'd like to join one of the tournaments. One of the biggest things we got coming up is Minecraft, the Minecraft contest. It is a $10 entry fee for that. The theme is based on Castle. It'll run for a week, and then we will be judging against it and then announce the winners of who was, it's 4 aspects of it, but one of them is creativity, uniqueness, and things of that sort. So stay tuned, stand by. We do have a Team Series Minecraft server. Everything's listed under teamseriesdfw.com/contest, but you can also do /Minecraft. And if you just want to come hang out with us on the Minecraft server and join there, get in there and start building just whatever you feel like, adding on to the town and things of that sort. Moving on forward, don't forget that Savory Sundays are on Sundays this evening. Sage Rage will kick off another one of her awesome Savory Sunday episodes. Don't forget to stop by and check that out. And on Wednesdays, we have the Serious Ladies Podcast, 7:30 Central Standard Time. As always, the ladies chat whatever the heck they feel like doing, talking, drinking. It's always a fun time. We're going to go ahead and get the first topic out the way. I'm going to hand it over to Tombstone. And thank you so much, everyone, for all the support as always.
As normal, just to piggyback off that, lots of good things going on with Team Serious. A lot of good stuff with the tournaments and, a lot of activity going on. But today's topic is going to be real short. I'm actually going to hand it over to Felix. Felix is our resident YouTube partner, but he is going to talk to us about a new platform. He's going to give us his insight and an exclusive look into crouch jump. So I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to share the screen and I'm going to let him talk us through it.
All right. Thank you, Tombstone. So for those of you who don't know what Crouch Jump is, basically this company was a startup consists of 5 different gamers that got sick of basically having to log out of this and log into that and post multiple things at a time. So basically what they did is they built not only like a Twitter or a Facebook or an Instagram for gamers. It is completely built around the gaming community, meaning not only can you post all your stuff, follow your fellow people around and see what they're up to like you would on normal social media, but the cool thing about this is discoverability on this platform. There's two things I want to touch on as far as the discoverability. One is you do not have to leave Twitch. You do not have to leave YouTube. You do not have to leave anything behind to get on board with this platform and start to be discovered. It's built, this is a very, very heavy API platform. And it allows you to just sync everything together and have everything in one place. And views, for example, if we were to post this podcast from Twitch or from anything onto this platform, everyone that's on Twitch or even on this platform count as views for it. So you're not losing anything by having people come off the platform. It's still benefiting the Twitch platform or YouTube platform, whatever you're on. But it allows, just say, I'm following Tombstone and he's playing 7 Days to Die, and you come in here to the games tab, and if you follow 7 Days to Die, this is built off, again, the Twitch API with all of the games and everything like that. So just say, Tomb is like, Flap's like, man, I'm loving me some Minecraft right now. You can see other people that are involved in playing Minecraft, whether they're playing right this minute or they're part of the Minecraft community. And the cool thing is when you join a group for a game, you actually sign up for that game in a sense of you put in if you pick Diablo 3, you sign in with your BattleNet tag. You can add your BattleNet tag and everything like that. So like, as you can see here, I'm in the Diablo 3 community. You can go through here, see what other games that I'm playing, along with right here. I wish I could make this bigger for you guys. But it says right here, gamer tag. They call me Felix. I play on PC. I'm a casual gamer, and you can add me directly from Crouch Jump. So if I want to play this with Flap and he's signed up for this game, I just click him. It has all of his details right there. I can just add him real quick, shoot him a message, and we can start playing right away. So it doesn't take away from any platform. These are just heavy API based connections. So that way everything flows and you don't have to go rebrand everything or anything like that. It just ties in everything. I actually pulled this from Twitter, directly from Twitter. I connected my account, just go to little gear, account settings, come down here to social connections. And these are all of the things you can connect: personal websites, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and so on and so forth. Your Steam, your PSN. And then right here is your APIs for your Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Facebook feed. So when you connect these, any activity, whether you go live or a new video post, it'll post right here directly to your profile. And it actually, the cool thing is it takes place of your cover photo. So if we go live right now, this will be broadcasted right here. And anyone that visits your profile can sit in here, talk live, be live with you, chat with you, and it'll show up on Twitch. I want to see if anybody that I'm following is online right now. There's only 100 people allowed. It is a closed beta right now. But let's see if anyone is online. It's a great group of people so far. Everyone that I've come across has been really genuine. They're not, they're just, and that'll change as other people get in here. But so far, so good. I don't see anybody live right now. But for example, I posted a video in here. There's different groups. I've grabbed the reins of a few of the groups for the games. I grabbed the reins for the new golf one, the Division 2, Apex, and of course, Destiny. There's more and more people trickling in as they're giving away keys. So they're just slowly getting people in here before the public opening. But I mean, it's also built on kind of like a hybrid system of like Reddit. So you get points for being active. So it's like kind of like a Discord thing too. As you can see, I've got some points in here from just, I lost 20 points because I unfollowed somebody. I gained 50 points because I added somebody. And it's a point-based system that will actually reward your content for supporting others' content. Now, there are things in place that make it so you can't inflate it. So just say it gives me 50 points for following Flap. And then if I go through and follow, each follow you do within a certain amount of time lowers the amount of points that you get down to 1. So if I got a high score on this leaderboard that they have here, this person's content is going to be pretty much rewarded because they are supporting other people's content. So it really encourages the community, the gaming community as a whole, and the games that you follow to be really active in those, and it actually rewards you. So if I post something and I have a high score and it shows that I'm supporting others, then my content will actually show up in people who follow Destiny 2 or are part of the group. It'll actually reward that by putting it higher up in people's feeds. So it encourages you to support others. So that way, when you put something on there, people will support you. And I mean, this is day one. This came out at 9 o'clock last night. And I mean, the integration is crazy. The one downside that I did have a talk with a dev about is how heavy API based this is, because like Instagram, they don't have Instagram integration yet because Instagram changes their APIs every 5 minutes. So you would have to consistently reconnect your Instagram or reconnect this, because they are a new company and a new development team. Until they build those relationships and get that in there, you're going to have to keep connecting. So I know Instagram doesn't work right now. They got YouTube fixed yesterday. Twitch works, Twitter works, everything works. But my biggest gripe, if you will, is that someone is going to have to constantly babysit these APIs. And if they take a day off, then your connections aren't going to be there. But other than that, I mean, the functionality of this thing is awesome. As you can see the timeline here, these are just other people's posts. Like this guy updated his profile cover. If I react to it, I get points for my content, and I go higher up the leaderboard. And right here is the suggested members. So these are people that are supporting stuff similar to what I'm liking. And so it says, okay, this storm is the algorithm is saying this storm is promoting things like Destiny 2, Division, Warzone, whatever. You might like what he has to offer, what he's posting. So you can follow people that are suggested, and your points, like my points, might be higher on somebody else's thing. So this platform is built on discoverability. Like I said, the guys that created this were streamers on Twitch, and they were like, I'm lost in the noise. So this kind of gives people a chance to come together under things that they like. This also integrates with Google Calendar for events. I can post an event in here, and anyone who follows me or is a friend of mine on here, because there's friends and follows, so you don't have to do both. But if I create an event here, someone that I followed does a hype stream right here, and it's on September 4th, that syncs to your Google Calendar that you use to sign up for Crouch Jump. So if Tomb says I'm streaming on the 31st on Monday at 7 p.m., it'll show up here, and then a reminder will go off as a notification in here that says, hey, your event's about to start. So it's actually another reminder for people who follow you if they missed the Twitch one. And like for YouTube, for example, they are absolutely horrible at letting people know when something goes live. And so this is kind of a fallback that, okay, well, you didn't get the YouTube notification, but you got the Crouch Jump notification. So it's actually a really cool tool. It's better than I thought it was going to be completely honest. You can create pages. You can create, there's multiple fan pages on here. There's coders, people who like coding. You can jump into these groups and pages. It's amazing. They got graphic designers that are coming in here. And the goal, they did the roadmap thing last night, and they said that the idea here too is to get bigger brands like, I don't know, like G Fuel and stuff like that, the ability to filter out people that would fit their brand, fit their mold. So they're actually going to help content creators and streamers and graphic designers and stuff find people to work with, saying like, okay, Busy, Gamer Grind is looking for someone that, plays this and does this. And it will actually, the API will actually, the algorithm will say, okay, well, Busy fits this mold, Tombstone fits this mold, Flat fits this mold. Here's how you contact them. It's actually really sick once they get that going, because it'll really help people develop brands and recognition and stuff like that. So my first thought of this when I was first approached by it, I was like, okay, another Facebook or another something, and they're claiming gamers as their target market. But then as I got in here, started messing around, talking to the devs, Everyone has access to John. He's the CEO of the company. As you can see, we've been kind of messaging back and forth last night, going over some things. It's going to be 100% feedback from the community at all times. They have their own channels. They have a button right here that will allow you to get direct access to a dev, whether something's not working, whether you suggest a feature, right there, feature requests. And they have a designated developer that responds to these. That's all he does. His job is to listen to the community. If it makes sense, put it out there, see if it works, and then put it in play if everyone likes it. And you can actually vote on in their group. Right now it's called the something 100. It's called the 100. And this was a group just for the first 100 people that are in here. So right now this is where they post everything as far as related to issues and all that stuff. So they're going to continuously speak with the community and get feedback and do that stuff and build it. So again, I had a lot of skepticism going into this, but after getting in here, poking around a little bit, they really do have the content creators' best interests here. It's really going to be interesting. And that's really, really about it.
To kind of add on to what you're kind of saying this tool does, discoverability on Twitch itself is just horrendous. Twitch is very about their 1% of their 1%, meaning that if you're not a top name, they're not really interested in you. If you're not top revenue generating, so it's hard to discover this talent on the bottom of the page, like these small streamers or whatever. Some people hate being called small streamers. But being able to be somebody that is entertaining and very very, very engaging in their chat and everything else, Twitch doesn't do you any justice with the way they run their algorithm, meaning that you could be at the end of the line before anybody else notices. So then you rely on social media to do these clips, to do these funny moments, and post them everywhere. So what you're basically saying is all that is integrated.
Correct. Yep.
Into this tool.
All integrated in there, and it supports. It basically it makes up for what Twitch lacks. Because again, if someone's streaming right now and this is here, it'll show up in multiple places that you can discover. So obviously it'll play on your profile where the banner is. It'll also show up. You get little notifications here and here and here. And if somebody's live that you follow, the platform lets you know, and it shares it with friends of friends and people who share interests, which is to me the most impressive thing. It is built for discoverability. And then once you sign up, you get access to their Discord, which has a lot of integrations with this. And you know how Discord works. There's a lot of integrations with a lot of things. They actually really complement each other very well. Your reward system in here mirrors the one in Discord. And basically as you climb your rank, let's see I just got silver. Let me see where this is at right here. So I just got silver. So that unlocked more things and you get rewarded. See, silver is 10,000 to 50,000 points. And as you see, I get points for doing different actions on the site. So the more you climb, the more access to tools that you get. So it is a reward system for being interactive. And the more interactive you are, the more access to tools you have. And again, the more discoverability you will get in return. Their biggest thing that they stressed last night is return versus like time. Like you spend a lot of time supporting those you watch, and they want to be able to reciprocate that by saying, look, you're spending your time and your energy into this. So now we're going to promote when you do this. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty impressed by it so far. And I think Busy would have fun in here because there are all kinds of back end things that you can do in here. Notes, calendars, Facebook gaming. I mean, it's awesome. And I think it goes live.
I think he's calling you a nerd.
What's that?
I think he just called not so a nerd.
No, he just loves what he does. He's passionate, man. He's passionate. But I think once this opens to the public, and there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, like I said, there's only 100 people in here, and not everyone in here is like posting stuff and doing stuff. So the timelines are kind of bare. But once you start getting things and you start seeing how this reward system starts working, I'm going to be pretty impressed if it's doing what they're saying it's going to do.
So real quick, are you able to share a little bit of their roadmap of maybe objectives, maybe business roadmap,
You know
or
what? I
anything like
have
that?
it in an email. Let me see if I can find something in here. Let's see. Cross-platform network, experience gamers, content streamers.
When does it
I think it's going live
open to the public?
September. I want to say September 5th, but don't quote me on that.
Oh, that's right
It
around
is.
the
They gave us,
So September launch. Is
yeah,
right
they
around
either
the
gave
corner.
us 1 week or 2 weeks early access to test a few things, and so that they could get the whole API thing worked out. So yeah, and you can sign up right now, and like I said, they're continuously giving away keys. So if you sign up for the beta, you fill it out, all that good stuff, and then they're slowly giving out keys. So you could get in before they release to the public, because there was 100 people that were in here, and again, like some of these groups in here, there's over 100 members, so they've already started slowly dishing it out. And this is John here; he's the CEO. Pretty nice guy, pretty down to earth guy. But
Their logo looks so familiar. I can't. Yeah, that I can't. Figure
United
out.
Vindication, what they did is they took the United Vindication logo and they closed it. Shout out to UV.
Smart ass.
The UI looks familiar.
It does.
If I'm honest,
It,
I can't put my finger onto it, but it is very familiar.
it does have a familiar feel as well. I thought
Is that what they're going for though? Somewhere familiar and
it's
not
kind of
somewhere
Discord-y,
totally new.
to be completely honest with you. The whole thing is very Discord-y, like the messaging and
It's got, I mean, you can tell it was made by gamers because it has a little bit of that Discord feel. It's got a little bit of the Twitch feel, but it also has a lot of influence, it looks like, from Mixer too, with a really clean UI. And it's got kind of a mixture of all three. I guess it's right to say it's familiar. It just feels comfortable.
and I'm just wondering if
at.
that's what they were going for. These tabs sometimes will get a little overwhelming. Like if you open the conversations and the notifications, and they'll pop out on the side. But the UI is it is clean, and when you pull it up on mobile, it's equally as clean on here. And they have badges that you can kind of like redeem for stuff. Like this is the early adapter. You get that, and they do stuff. They were kind of going through a lot of this last night.
That kind of reminds me of like the Steam reward system with their badges and things of that sort.
And see, and that's another thing. You can tell it was made by gamers, because not only like some like the badges and stuff, but like the integrations, like they're very specific for certain games. Like you can tie in directly to Battle.net, directly to Steam, so that shows that they know that side of things. I mean, I wish there was more. Like I said, I started messing around with this at like 10 o'clock at night. So here's the tabs. See, like the conversation tab is open. Now the notifications are open. And I like, how the heck do you close this thing? You know what I mean? So it's like, there's some
So it
things you
doesn't
gotta
auto close when you open something else.
correct. Yeah. So you have to like see, and that took me to a different page. So you gotta figure it out a little bit. And they're gonna be changing some of the things they said in here that are not going to be used as much. They're going to kind of like hide some stuff, but
So when are your
All right, so
stars getting the invite?
September 5th.
Damn.
Dang, cutting deep in here.
So my question is, we've talked about the positives, and we talked about when they open access and it's a reward system. And I think a lot of times I think everybody tries to reward that activity within our own Discords or within our own community or whatever, but it does fail quite often. So we see the point system. Let's think about it. What's the first thing that's going to break? How do people break it? How do people get around this system? And maybe let's talk about some of the things that are going to be drawbacks to this, because I can see this reward system being great in a perfect world, but I can also see people trying to work around it and not doing what they're supposed to be
my
doing.
biggest,
So
one of the first things
what are
I
your thoughts
asked
on that?
about that point system is how easy is it to inflate the numbers? You know, you work with your inner Discord, your inner network, and you just inflate your numbers. And that's when he told me about the system that they put in place where adding a friend is worth 50, but if you do, you know, 3 within a certain amount of time, that 50 gets cut down to 10. So instead of you getting 50-50 and then the third person is 10, no, all 3 of those get kicked down to 10 because it knows that you're just continuously adding people. So they did have that thought. I mean, by no means am I like an advocate or did they pay me for this. I was just lucky enough that they invited me to the closed beta. So I have no, you know, pull or anything with this. It's just it was new and I thought it'd be cool to share it with you guys. So yeah, I'm not biased by any means. So I was asking those questions like, well, what happens is the biggest thing, like you said, Tombstone, the thing that's going to break this is if whoever they have babysitting these APIs, or unless they get it figured out, that's what's going to break this system. Because, and unfortunately, that's out of their control. Because right now they don't have a relationship with Amazon or Twitch. They don't have a relationship with Facebook. They don't have a relationship. They're just a group of guys like us that are putting this out. So they literally have a guy. His sole purpose is to renew APIs, and that's why they ditched Instagram. Like I said, they just ditched it because that guy would have to sit there every 5 minutes and reconnect, and then users would have to re-log in to their Instagram every single time, every 5 minutes. So until they grow and they build those relationships with these bigger companies, that's going to be their downfall, to be completely honest with you. If they can't establish that right out of the gate. And the thing that makes me nervous about that is before this conversation, you guys didn't even know about it. So that's kind of what makes me nervous about it, is because these guys are set to launch next week and, you know, nobody's heard about it. I mean, people have heard about it, but not to the scale they need it to be. Like at first, when they first announced this was right when Twitch started banning all these people. And so then this started emerging as the new platform. And they really should have just let that ride out, but they put the brakes on it as a group collectively. They said, no, we are not a streaming platform. This is not what this is for. And so a lot of that hype that was building because of that got shut down because they're like, oh, okay, it's not a streaming platform. So yeah, it's until they build those relationships, that's what's going to kill this platform is APIs and things that are out of their control. But as far as a in-house product, they've done an excellent job with functionality and connections. The dream is there, the foundation is there, but I feel the thing that bring them down is there's too many outside factors for this to just really blow up.
So a lot of things you brought up just now. Let's make a quick distinction. What the tool actually is and what the tool is not. You know what I'm saying? Like you just told me that it's not like a streaming thing. So what is the tool for sure, and what is it not? It is not another streaming platform, right? That's one of the things it's not.
Correct. Yeah, it is not by any means designed to replace any streaming platform. What it is designed to do is build communities based on common interests and interaction with other gamers. Basically, when people say you want to grow on Twitch, you need to network. Okay. This fills that gap. And a lot of people don't know, well, what the hell is a network? So basically, they've built a platform to network for you by just posting your content and interacting with other content that is going to build a network and connections with people that would never see your stuff ever. Okay, they would. You're on Twitch and you both play Minecraft, and I have no idea who you are, and you have no idea who I are, but who I am. But we both are posting Minecraft stuff. So this platform goes, here you go. This guy is doing the same thing you're doing. You guys might get along. Here's his contact info. Basically, you guys can play together. So yeah, this is by no means replacing anything. It just helps build that inner network based on common interests. And then it also gives you an additional promotion tool with all the integration. So you're only posting, when I post my YouTube video and it goes live, it will post it everywhere for me. So it's a networking tool, a promotion tool that kind of alleviates the headache of knowing how to network and knowing how to do things like that.
See, I really, since I came into the game, Discord has kind of been the place where I've used to network. But my reach is only so far. It's only within that Discord server, right? So the 200, 300 people that are in that server, cool, I can reach them, or I can skip between servers and reach 900 to 1,000 people, but it's only if they're active, right? And I don't know if they're active or not. Excuse me. So I'm spending a lot of time on Discord trying to network, and I can't reach the audience that I'm looking for. So whereas this tool looks like it helps me reach people that I have a common interest with. And I think that's a huge step, even if it fails in all the places that we've talked about. If it can bring me to, 2 or 3 extra groups where we have a common interest, I think it succeeds in that. And it could be a complete failure. It could flop. But if it brings us closer together as a gaming community, then it's obviously pretty successful.
Well, and here's another thing that I accidentally stopped.
So if I wanted to tweet something and put it on Facebook but not Instagram because it's not on there, could I post it just from here and it'd send it all?
Yeah. So if you post it on, like I said, if I put a YouTube video live, it'll post it on here, which will then trigger the Twitter and all that stuff. It'll basically chain it for you. And you can actually set your preferences in here. There's so many settings you can customize in here, which is cool. I'll show you that in a second. But touching on what Tombstone said, I wanted to do this because I had it pulled up, is, for example, take the Destiny 2 group that I created. There's 16 people in here. And on day one, I created the group and I posted a couple videos in here. And a couple people were like, on the video, on the comments, are like, how have I never seen this dude before? How have I never heard about this dude? And they would have never found me in a million years unless I posted it in here. Because when people come in here, they're looking for Destiny 2 answers. So that shows me it works. It has 19 views and 16 members. So that's telling me that even if people don't join this group, they can still pop in here and see what's going on and then, get the information they need and then leave. So if I were to use this as a tool for all these people that are in here, I could post not only like going live here, blah, 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 Destiny 2, join in, but you can also post use this as a blog post for SEO offsite. So I can post in here because you can use tags, links, events. I can create a Destiny 2 group specific event. So perfect example, you guys are running Siege tournaments. You pop into the Siege group, you create an event in here. Not only is it going to sync with everyone's calendar who is in this group, but people who engage with Siege is going to see that as well in here. And they don't even have to follow you as before. They have to follow you on Twitch, or they have to join your Discord, or they have to do that or even see this stream in order to access it. So the people you're talking to is the same closed network that you're talking to. This right here, anyone that pops in, they can see there's an event. It'll stack down here too. So if I create an event, it'll create a little box right here with event, and they say, okay, what's going on in Siege, or what's going on in Beyond Light? Oh, okay, there's a tournament coming up hosted by these people, and you can link it. See, I posted this video last night, and people are posting photos in here, and it allows you to interact with these people right away.
That's interesting. So one of the things that bothers me with YouTube is, even if you use the right tags, even if you are spot on with your methodologies, is it still gets lost. Right? There's so many YouTube videos out there. I have searched, let's go back to something like RimWorld, right? I wanted to see a RimWorld Let's Play, and I wanted it to teach me something specific, and I went and searched for it, and I couldn't find it on YouTube because it got lost, right? And it's getting lost amongst videos that are not even similar to what I'm looking for. I really like the fact that I can go into a group in here, and I can find the content that I'm specifically looking for. And then not only that, but I can directly connect with the person who created it. So for you, whether it's Division 2 or now Destiny 2, I consider that I can talk to you as a SME, as a subject matter expert. I can talk to you and I can figure something out. And not only do I watch your video, I can learn about your content, I can learn about production value, but I can immediately connect with you and ask you a question like, hey, how do I do this raid? How do I complete this? How do I complete that? And as long as the users aren't overwhelmed or they're not burned out, this thing has immense potential just to connect with people that have more experience in the game. And hopefully it's not a toxic site. Hopefully we don't go that route. Hopefully it stays as positive as it looks. But as long as the users are true to the focus, this thing's fantastic just off of, the connection and network phase.
And I think the groups will kind of help narrow that down with new users, because this is overwhelming. You pop in here and you see a timeline of everything's anything right here. I mean, this person 13 seconds ago posted a mask, a meme, and this reminds me of Facebook. Okay, this reminds me of Facebook, where you're gonna get lost in just stuff, memes and stuff. But then you say, look, man, I'm looking to connect with people that play BioShock. Okay, BioShock, or I'm stuck on a level on BioShock 2 or whatever, and you can just fit into the niches where you want to be. Instead of having to deal with everything, you can just join this group, and that's all you have to deal with. You don't have to deal with timelines. You don't have to deal with other people's promotions. You don't have to deal with any of that. You pop in here and say, look, man, I need to figure out what's going on in the New World community. And people will post stuff in here about what they need in there. And you can get in and out. That's the thing, is this isn't designed to replace things. This is designed to get in, do what you need to do, network, and then go back to your stream at night or whatever. It's got potential. I'm really excited about the potential.
I agree. It has a ton of potential. It reminds me of what you said, Reddit, kind of Discord feel to it. And then you kind of hit where I was going to go with it. It'll be very Instagram-y, Facebook-like, and where you could get lost real quick with the timeline. Yep. Like, unless you're specifically looking, like for me, I would be like in the Minecraft group, I'll be in the Diablo group, I'll be in the Destiny 2 group, I'll be in the Siege group, and the Counter-Strike groups, Overwatch groups, and things of that have a potential of millions and millions of users because the games are that popular, right? But my issue is it just going to be another tool that eventually is overwhelmed to the sense where it's no different than going to Facebook now because there's so many users on it. So the minute that you post, people, how on Reddit, you have to upvote for it to mean anything, right? You have to get these votes going so you'll be on the top.
Yep.
I feel like this eventually will turn kind of more of a Reddit just by seeing other tools. And this looks just like a mixture of all tools, to be honest. It looks like Facebook. It looks like Twitter. And it might be where they're going with it. But right now it's at 100 beta test users. So it's kind of like the content can kind of be like managed in a sense, right?
Yep.
But let's start getting, a few thousand in here, a few 100,000 in here, and watch it turn just like a Facebook feed. In that case, does the scrubbability go back to just being no better than Facebook, no better than Twitter, no better than Reddit?
Yeah. And I think a good thing that you said about that is I think that eventually, yeah, it will, because eventually everything that you build will eventually get to a state where it's stale, whether it be a game or a community or Discord or whatever. The Shade HQ was a perfect example of a Discord. It grew from 0 to 200 plus in less than 3 months, maybe. And look how it just got stale. Nobody talks, nobody does anything. And I think with it having that Facebook feel, that kind of, and the reward system, it kind of forces people to keep going and keep doing things. But, and I think the groups that they created, like I showed you, will slow that down a little bit, the saturation, because people will say, look, I'm done with all this noise. I just want to know about X. So I think it will slow it down, but I do agree with you. I think at a certain point, it will get to a point where it's kind of just another Facebook feed where you hot log in and do this, and then you see a funny meme, and then you stop for a second, and then you react just to that, and then you do this again. So yeah, I think eventually it will get that, but I think the groups will help combat that. And this is also what I wanted to show you real quick. The event calendar shows up on your timeline. So I think that's pretty amazing because it syncs, like I said, it syncs with everything. So those events that are upcoming Fortnite customs, it shows up, which is actually really cool. So that's a tool that, like, for example, you guys could really capitalize on as far as tournaments and stuff like that goes. I mean, looks like somebody's getting married via VR chat.
I think the groups, I think the events, I think if you network correctly, I'm concerned with inactivity a little bit. People who do get burned out, who see this as just another Facebook and stop reacting to things. I think that's going to weigh it down a little bit. Maybe they'll create something to where you have to be active, a certain amount of times in 30 days, or they just push you down the leaderboard so far you're not seen. But I'm not concerned with the timeline being overwhelmed. I actually like scrolling through timelines, but for those of you that don't like it, I mean, groups, events, the sidebar conversations, I think those help. I'm with Natso. I want to see what it does whenever you've got 640,000 people on it, and people are literally just trying to break it. But again, the potential is immense. I like the idea of bringing communities together, and if you can bring every single Destiny 2 player together under one group, and it's not toxic, and they're helping each other out, then what more could you ask for?
Yeah, and they're putting in a thing where their subject locks is what they're basically calling it. So since I created the Destiny 2 group, there will not be another Destiny 2 group. So it eliminates confusion of, well, which group does what. So that was a huge advantage of being in the first 100, is we kind of got to jump in here and grab hold of a lot of these groups. I just kind of grabbed a few. I mean, the Modern Warfare was snatched up like that. Like, there's a lot of Fall Guys was snatched up real quick, dank memes. So the people who control these groups are going to stay in control of these groups, but then you can promote admins and promote things like that. So if there's a game that you want me to grab, you better go ahead and let me know on that.
I'm gonna need you to head over to our tournaments page to see what we all host tournaments. StarCraft 2 Double Break.
And see, and that's the thing. Like, for example, let's see if we can. Let's see.
Real quick before we move on. So you're in control of the Destiny 2 group, right?
Yeah.
Do you control what content is exposed, or
because everything gets posted? So when you create the group, you specify what type of group it is. So I have the Destiny 2, the public Destiny 2 group. Now I can create a private invite-only Destiny 2 group, or just say I create Destiny 2 Hunters Only. Thank you. Hunters Only group. That would be a private group in which you would have to invite people to. So you will not find it. If you search Destiny 2, you will find my public Destiny 2 page. But if you want to find Destiny 2 Hunters, you have to be invited to that group.
Right. So my concern is that if you control the content within this group, people are going to use it as kind of a good boys club, Only my friends get to post, and only my friends get to self-promote. Only my friends get to do this. And I think that would be a very downward spin for them.
But in order for me to take something off, this I can take off because it's mine. Okay. But if you take something off, it has to be voted off. So if this was Busy's post and I remove it or delete it, it would send a notification or a message, one of the two, to the other members of the group, as well as the admins. Okay. So in that sense, it's like Reddit, to where if it gets downvoted, it gets removed. So that Reddit skeleton is really deep in this platform, because they want people to put good content, reward good content, and content that people are reacting to. So yeah, I was afraid of that too. That's why I hurried up and grabbed a lot of these groups, because it was like, well, no one's gonna let me post my stuff in here because it's not one of their guys' stuff.
Yeah, it's not their guys. And
so that was one of the first things I asked about the groups when we went over the groups, is like, well, what's stopping this from being someone else's page? And they said, well, if you're a member of the group, you have a voice. Meaning, if you join this group, you have a voice. If you get majority ruled, then tough, you know what I mean? But That was one of my biggest things, is how toxic that could be very quickly.
Do the admins have more of a vote? Like, do their vote count for 2 votes, or
no,
that would be concerning.
Everyone gets a vote, to be honest with you. Admins are more in control of, like, you're kind of given a responsibility to make sure, like, if this guy told me to go fuck myself, then the admin could remove that without voting. So admins can remove certain things without voting. If it's in the privacy policy, if something is not okay in there, then admins can remove it.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. But everything else has to be admins. Realistically, admins could remove whatever they wanted. Like, I could take down anything that I wanted to as an admin. You just use your admin things. But
I'm sure there's a reporting policy for that if it got.
Yeah, if you're banning everything under the sun, I'm sure that something would happen. But, like, if you popped in the group and tried to take down Busy's thing, then it would go to the vote system. But if you came to me as an admin and said, "Hey, man, this guy's telling me to go take a hike or whatever," then I could remove. Then you could say, "Okay, well, that's justifiable," and you can remove it.
I see great things. I see potential. I also see, developmental flaws to where this can be rigged to support those top few, kind of like Twitch and YouTube and so many others do. I hope they see it too, because they're going to have to fix that. I mean, for me, being somebody who's not noticeable, not recognizable on any platform, who just does it for fun, this is great because it can network me with people that I like and people that I can enjoy content with. But the moment I see it become, the Good Brothers Club or a little sorority fraternity, then I'm going to be turned off to it again.
See, and I think that if it gets to that point, you do have direct access to the devs. Everyone has direct access to the devs. So if I'm sitting here removing all of your stuff, you could basically open a case against me or whatever you want to call it, get support, and say, "Hey, this guy that's running this thing is just taking everything off." And so obviously they have the powers to say, "Okay, then you're not an admin anymore." So yeah, I think it will go to that. So look right here, you can report a bug, you can request a feature. You could even say that, like, you could even request a feature that says every 6 months these groups could have to vote on new admins. I mean, with this type of access to the developers, the possibilities are endless. If it's feasible, if it's something that is feasible and that makes sense.
Can we request a feature live on the stream now, please?
Live? What do you? Oh, like this? Like, what do you want to request?
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
Can you request make Flap King?
Make Flap King of everything.
And don't be confused. Flap and smack, not flap trap.
Yes.
He is currently Flap Trap.
But I'm with you, Toom. I'm still got my skeptical hat on, as far as this is a very controlled group. This is safe. This is like everyone's safe in here. There's 100 people. But once you get, 10,000 people, 5,000 people, 3,000 people, you have no control over what and when. So that's a thing that I'm excited to see what happens, because, as Busy can tell you, who works with developers, everything's hunky dory. But then once you go live and someone knows something about something else, and it just throws a wrench in the whole system, you got to start over.
Well, we talk about business plans a lot between Team Sirius, just me and Natso, UV, you, us. We talk about business plans when we talk about short, long-term, medium-term goals. I'm stunned that they're not going, okay, we've got 100 people in this beta. I'm stunned that they're not going 100, 1,000, 5,000, then open.
Yeah.
Because 100 is really safe. Like 100 people is not, that's not safe. That's like in a briefcase locked away in a vault, key thrown away kind of safe, right?
Yeah.
And then 1,000 is, all right, now we're testing the waters. 5,000 we're putting our foot in. And then the open access is, okay, now we're jumping in. It's astonishing to me that they're not kind of building blocks to that. That's a leap of faith, going from 100 in a small Discord to 10,000. Like that's going from, I'm not overwhelmed, this is brand new, this is kind of cool, to holy shit, we're overwhelmed and there's too many people here.
Yeah. And I
Well,
think that,
the beta launches on the 1st of September.
oh, it's on the 1st. There you go. Beta launch on
Yeah.
the 1st.
Yep. I know that because I signed up.
So I think that maybe they will. Maybe they'll kind of break it down. I think maybe that's where the popularity thing. Maybe that's why they shut that down so quickly, saying no, we are not replacing anything. We're not doing anything, to kind of mediate that flood of people that would have come in the second they said, "Oh, this is the new Twitch." Poof, everyone would have jumped ship and went in. So maybe I don't know. I can't speak for them, but hopefully they've got. All I can speak for is that it's a solidly built platform. The UI is awesome. It's heavily API based, which could hurt them. Discoverability is there. Community building is there. It's rewarding. So my final thing is that a lot of potential. It could really blow up and take off, and hopefully they have things in place that will continue to improve it. And I think giving people direct dev access, this could also bite them in the ass, because everyone under the sun is going to be like, hey, you should do this. Hey, you should do this. Hey, you should do this. So that could hurt them. But as far as right now, I think that that's a really great.
When I
tool.
speak to them being overwhelmed, that's the exact thing I'm talking about. That's the button I'm talking about.
You know
Because
what,
right now,
what I would do if that, once it goes public, is I would restrict this button to, like, say, silver members, people who have been in the site for a while, that know it a little bit, know how it works, know what to expect, then give them dev access. Because, like, that's what YouTube does. So YouTube gives you bare minimum, bare bones. And then once you get partner, you have access to support, live support. I can call them, I can text, I can email them, live chat, but that gives them enough time to kind of filter, the guys that just hop in here and just go to town on this button. So maybe that's what they'll do. I don't know.
That's the button I'm talking about the most. Is right now they might get, out of these 100 people, they might get 4 or 5 requests. But when you start opening it up to guys who
Flap,
I'm gonna try to put this in a nice way. When you open up a direct access line like that to people who think they know what they're talking about, but have no clue what they're talking about,
yeah,
you are going to get absolutely flooded with ideas of, well, why don't you sync this with Madden's My Player? Like, it's not even fucking feasible. Why are you asking for it? And then that 1 or 2 guys who are monitoring these tickets are like, I don't want to do this job anymore. Then they start skipping over the useful comments. They start skipping over guys like you and Not So, who have legitimate claims against the site. And then this amazing tool gets, and this is all kind of pessimistic of me, and I'm not trying to be so critical. I'm trying to see both sides of it because I see the potential, but at the same time, I don't want these developers who've come up with an amazing tool to get like, oh, well, I'm not going to pay attention to this anymore because it's useless. It's good stuff. It's just got to be effectively employed, I guess.
The guy receiving these tickets is going through the tickets, and it goes, here's Flap again requesting to be king.
Deleted.
He goes, you know what? I think the air traffic control tower is hiring.
And then, it just becomes this is Flap who's doing this. This is Tomb requesting the same thing. This is Felix requesting it. This is not. And then when we come up with a good idea, they're just like, it's just him again. Bye. And again, it comes back to that Good Boys Club. I think everything we've done, and us 4 in particular, we've all been a part of great communities. We've all run great communities. We've all led great communities. And we ourselves have failed at this to where we see where it could fail. And we just know that it has its potential to fail again. So
I do vote to make Flap king, though.
No way would he get that vote from me.
I don't know if you know how monarchies work, but that's not how that works.
Monarchies. Who uses a damn? Don't even start with me. I'm just gonna cut. I'm gonna cut him off before it even gets there. That's why I called you Flap Trap. I had to call you that this morning. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'll take it. So, can you grab up some groups in there if we ask you to? Is making the group open to anyone? Yeah.
Anyone can make a group. It's kind of like that first come first serve on games, like I said.
Are there limits to the topics, or?
Is there what?
A limit to the topic. So, like, can I make a group saying 100,000 members and Tomb shaves his shit beard?
You would have to do that on a page. So you can create pages and groups.
It's never happening.
You can create a page that says what you just said, and then whatever it was that you just said. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But then people can like the page, and in turn, it would promote the page higher up the list.
Right. Okay.
This has actually been one of the more interesting conversations we've talked about streaming wise, because I think a lot of new streamers, and this kind of goes back to when we first created this podcast, what we were setting out to do is provide some insight from guys who've been around the block a few times. And, I tried the YouTube thing whenever I got started, and I was like, this is way too much work. I can't possibly produce the amount of content that I need to satisfy YouTube. And then I started on Twitch, and my same problem happened. Like, I can't network as well. And then I moved over to Mixer, and I was like, I can network better, but there's not as many people on this site. And so I have a glass ceiling per se that I'm going to hit maximum content sooner or later. And then I moved back to Twitch, and now I'm running into the same problem I had the first time. So a new tool, a new asset, a new mindset to help not only guys who've been around for a while, but also to help the new guys. And if this tool helps people network and learn how to network quickly, all it does is increase everybody's potential. And so that's kind of when Natso and we talk to new guys all the time. The very first thing we say is learn how to network. If you can't talk to somebody brand new and you can't get your name out there and you don't know how to strategically push your content without overwhelming them, without turning them off to it, like, you don't stand a chance in hell.
You lost already. Yeah.
You've already lost. If you don't know how to network and meet people and get to know them and truly care for them as much as you care for yourself, like, you're screwed. And so a system like this, the same way we've run Discords, the system is built to satisfy that. It's just got to hold up the test of time and people. And as long as it does that, I mean, I would love for a new person who's never streamed before to get a start on Crouch Jump. Somebody who's never done it, let's see what you do with this tool versus what somebody who just jumps into Twitch and gets lost in Twitter hell.
Yeah.
I've got an idea for a new tool. If anyone wants to help me build it.
Do you have any money?
Look at his hair.
Maybe.
Of course he doesn't.
Oh, come on now. Come on. The tool, right, is going to help motivate people to actually carry on doing the thing that they said they're going to do.
It's called booze.
It's not working for me. I'll make another one.
I mean, that. Go ahead, Tim.
So I think the biggest thing that I've been looking at for UV and even maybe implementing into Team Serious if it works is goal tracking. Because when we first started out in GST altogether, a lot of what we focused on was goals. What are your goals? And then allowing people with more experience to kind of help critique us and make those realistic. I would love to see something on this site to where you set a goal and you can track it until you're there. And I'm not talking like partnership. I'm talking about if you're a YouTube streamer or a YouTube content creator, I want to create a video that gets 150 views, unique views, and then you can track that. And because I think that keeps people interested when they're reaching for something. And Felix, me and Natso talked about you a little bit last night, is it seems like you always have to have that next carrot in front of you, right? If you don't have that carrot, I feel like you feel disappointed in yourself. If I don't have that carrot, I get complacent as hell.
Yeah, if I don't have that carrot, it leads to a rebrand immediately.
It's funny you say that because that's the exact comment me and him made last night.
No, I mean, that's just the type of personality that I have. I have to see progress in everything that I'm doing, whether it's, this or being a dad or just anything. It's just kind of how I track everything. And for guys like Moser, who just commented that he streams for fun rather than trying to be the next big thing, I am envious of that because so many people say that so loosely, oh, I just do this for fun. I don't care. But then most of the people will come back and say, well, I'm only streaming to 5 viewers. So what's the point? And it's like, well, you just said you were just doing it for fun. So what does it matter, is doing that. So I look at things in the terms of like, I don't do this to be the next big thing. I am not going to be the next big thing. That's just like me saying I'm going to make it to the NBA or any type of professional level of anything. You're not going to do that. And the second I hate to be so negative, but the second you kind of accept that in your head mentally, then you can be free. That's why I quit streaming on Twitch. I was pulling 30 plus viewers playing Division 1 before I quit. But we've had these conversations multiple times. It gets to a point where it overwhelms you, it controls your life, and you might as well go work a 9 to 5 because that's what you're doing. And for me to walk away and come back in this new skin, so to speak, I've made it a goal in my mind. I'm not going to be the next biggest thing. I'm not going to have hundreds of viewers. I'm not going to do this. I'm putting out content that I enjoy, that I would watch. And luckily, it has resonated with people. And I think that genuineness comes through in content. If you're out there trying to be the next big thing, on camera, you're going to act like your shit don't stink. You're going to be like Dr. Disrespect. And you're going to be like, oh, I'm the best. I'm the greatest, blah, blah, blah. And for someone who's just making content that they enjoy, I think that reflects and that resonates with people. So yeah, I'm not going to be the next biggest thing. I don't expect to be the next biggest thing, but it is really awesome. I've met a lot of people that have the same common interest, and that's what it's really about.
But you speak of that, and this brings up a good point. And I think we got about 15, 20 minutes left. So this is a good conversation to kind of branch out on. For me, so Natso and I, we started out doing the same thing. And I think us three, and not to exclude Flat, but he didn't really like to do it, consistently. You and Natso all reached kind of the same peak on Twitch, right? To where we could log in and we'd have somewhere between 30, 70, and we're good. And then all three of us burned out for different reasons. I believe it's different reasons, right? So for me, I was going through a job change. I had a lot of other stuff in my real life going on. But for all three of us now, I don't want to say rebranded. We've redirected our energy. Natso's gone a business route to where he can help mentor people in business in a professional model. You've gone to creating content that is more suitable to making you happy. And again, your enthusiasm shows through, and so does his. And I've gone back to my roots of I'm going to help young streamers find something. I don't know what that something is, whatever they want to find. And so in leading UV and being a part of Team Serious and going just esports casting and things like that, I have found more fun. And now I have found a new level of personal success that I don't talk with you guys about. I find more happiness, more satisfaction in doing this. I know he finds more satisfaction in the role he takes. He didn't, even this morning, the plan was to have Dave in the podcast because he wants to do more of the production stuff because he's great at it. And so now we have this new level of satisfaction. There's more genuine personality coming through, more happiness, and we're all a little happier for it.
And it alleviates a lot of the pressure too. I mean, I'm sure you guys have noticed. I know me and Busy go back and forth here and there in Discord about just stuff that we're doing and the things that we're doing. And I feel that I'm finding more success in doing what is making me happy and the content that I'm putting out. I'm finding way more success as far as work to reward ratios. And when I'm out, the biggest thing for me, the reason I quit was because I wasn't spending enough time with my kids. I was more worried about telling my wife, hey, we got to leave because I got to be home at 6:30 to go live, so I'm finding more success, not only in the numbers as far as the channel growth and the views, but I'm finding more personal, like you said, to personal success. I feel like when I get off of this, I'm off of this. That's it. I don't have to worry about it. That's the end. And that's freeing for me. So, and I've noticed that the more that I do things that fit my model and my timelines and my everything, the more success I'm having because the product that I'm putting out is higher quality than quantity. And
so that kind of goes into what I'm talking about is we all have this idea of success that we push out. And I think that's where you get a lot of the, oh, I just stream for fun. And then in the back of their head, they're like, oh, there's only 4 people here. I can't stand this, right? Because those 2 goals don't match. It's the goal of their personality that they're pushing out and then the goal that they have at home when they're sleeping. And I'm going to speak for Flap a little bit. Flap's best time when he was streaming was when he was streaming with Jen. Okay. They were the most unbelievably entertaining streams because of his care for her. And I'm not saying I don't care for my people, because I do, but his level of care for her and her happiness coincide with his personal happiness when he lays his head down at night. And when that happens, there was just such a refreshing feel to his stream. And it was those days where Natsu and I would sit together and we're like, that's Flap. Like, that is, I'm going to use your name, that's Sam. At a base level, that's who he is. And now I see it. And then he would go on and stream by himself, and you're like, well, he's not really happy. And it's crazy to see that personality shift, because I can watch you on stream, Felix, when you stream to YouTube or back when you were on Twitch. And I used to tell you all the time, you're one of the best I've seen. But when you weren't happy as a human being, I could see it. He could see it, right? And there's days where I reach out to Natsu and I'm like, hey, I just watched your stream. Are you doing all right? Because I know that's not you. That smile is genuine. You're having a good time, but you're not happy. So let's chat, because, and I've done it too. I know I have, because I've gotten messages from Flap and Natsu and a lot of my close friends that say, hey, Toom, that was cool. You streamed and you were happy, but that wasn't you. So let's chat about it.
And when people I caught myself doing that one time. I watched one of my replays and I could just see that I was on basically autopilot. I was just here to be here. I wasn't here because I wanted to be here. I was here because it said on the website I was going to be on it from 9 to 12. And so I was like, and again, that completely goes against the whole point of doing this. For me, video games is an escape. It's a way to, vent, have fun, do that, get away from my job. But then it became that roadblock. I got in my own way basically at that point. And so, yeah, it keeps you from accomplishing a lot of your goals when you're not there mentally and checked in. And that's why I think with this new direction of where I'm going with the Felix brand is not only having fun, but I love working with you guys at Team Serious. And, even on personal side notes of, if I can save someone from that headache, oh yeah, I guess I got to go help for 1 second. Somebody must have got hurt because I heard a bang and now I hear screaming. But but if I can save someone from that short term of purgatory, of bringing realization of what this is about and why you should be doing it, is it's worth it for me. That's my gratification. If I can help someone get through that, awesome.
Yeah, we'll take this time to go ahead and wrap it up. You can jet off if you need to, man. Okay. We understand.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks again, bud. So I think that he summed it up well. If we can all reach that personal level of achievement, whatever that personal achievement is in your own head, I think we're all better for it. So we'll use that as a good stopping point. I think that's good. I think we've beat this dead horse to the ground. But one more time for you guys, just thanks a lot for having us on. It was an awesome time. I'm going to kick it over to Natsu to clear this up. But you guys, if you get a chance, go ahead and drink some mango pineapple rum, I guess. Check out Crouch Jump. If you get a chance, sign up for the beta. Let's see what the thing's all about. Let's reach in there and not purposely try to break it, but let's see what it can handle. Other than that, make sure you're being, jumping into the Team Serious Discord. Let's make sure that we're being as active as possible and being there for each other, and just keep on pushing to whatever that personal grind level is.
Thanks so much. Again, this was not a sponsored thing. This is something that we like to do at the Serious Gentlemen. We like to talk about technology, developing tools, things of that sort. So check out Crouch Jump. Go sign up for the beta. It seems really interesting, but the biggest thing that I'm always be on board with is go try it for yourself. Make your own opinion. You're by yourself. Don't sit here and base it off of what I said. Go make your own assumptions, your own opinions on it. I already signed up for the beta as well. We'll check it out. I'm gonna tear it, limb from limb, and then kind of tell you where, and they have developer feedback. where I'm more than likely going to write them an essay saying this is what needs to take off, this is what needs to be taken off. You need to rethink this, you need to rethink that, because that's how it works. I'm very analytical. With that being said, I would like to always thank all the serious gentlemen on here. Everybody from here is from Team Serious, and everybody is a serious gentleman. So going on forward, we're going to redirect again, once again, to figure out, based on the feedback we got from the tournaments, check out teamseriesdfw.com/tournaments if you have any, want to sign up for any of the tournaments we have. We have Counter-Strike, we have Siege, we have Overwatch, we have StarCraft 2. Jump in there, sign up. The biggest thing that we're going to be pushing here September coming up is the Minecraft contest, the Java version for PC. The contest is going to be based on a castle build. Come over here with your building skills, your building, uniqueness, and bring it onto Team Serious. If you want to check out anything and everything about our Minecraft server, it's teamseriesdfw.com/Minecraft. It has all the server details on there, what version we're currently running, and what plugins we're running. And Flat made some really cool how-to videos once you jump into the server, how to actually land claim and things of that sort, how to downgrade your version, how to upgrade your version of your Minecraft edition.
If I can figure it out, any of you can.
Also, don't forget Sunday. I'm gonna make an ad for that, bro. I'm gonna be like Sunday, Sage.
Sunday.
I'm gonna make her an ad, just Sunday, Savory Sunday, Sage, or whatever. So check out Sage Rage on the Sage Rage show for Savory Sunday. She does some really cool things: jams, jellies, pickles, all kinds of cool things. Come in there, show her some support, show her some love. She is a serious lady. And then order her stuff if you get a chance. USA only, because nobody wants to deal with U.S. customs, man. That's too much paperwork. You can check out everything I've ever said, anything at any given time on our website, teamseriesdfw.com. We are all over the place, every podcasting platform you can think of. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, you name it, we're on it. With that being said, I would like to once again thanks everybody for the support. Thank you for being here. As always, we appreciate you. Thank you for your time. And with that being said, have a safe and wonderful rest of the work week. And remember, stay serious. See you next time.
Bye. Follow us on Twitter.